So, question number one: do you think that the teacher and the students did the right thing in bringing the sick boy back home? So, basically, you have to write what do you think, whether it was right or wrong, whether you think that the decision made some sense, or do you think that they were cowards to bring the student back? So whatever you think and whatever you understand, based on the chapter, whatever we read in the chapter, and based on the last page conversations in scene 2, justify this answer in 110 words. Question number 2: the boy says, no, I don't agree, when his teacher asks him, do you say that we should turn back for your sake? So basically, when the conversation started, the student is in the process of convincing the teacher and other three students to come back along with him, so that they can help him to so that they can take him back to the village, because the student is not well, he's sick. So so he's not physically strong enough to go back to the village. And based on the reasons that he gives, logical reasons that he gives, to convince the teacher and the students, or do you agree that we throw you in the valley as the great custom demands? So the teacher is asking that, should we be tagged as cowards and come back with you, or should we just throw you in the valley, because this is what the age old custom tells you to do? Do you think this is the turning point of the play? Do you think this is the point where the situation ends up where he can either leave, and because if he's leaving then he will be thrown, or he should get back and he's trying to convince the teacher? Do you think the story has changed? There's a twist in the story, because this usually did not happen in the history of this journey. Everyone who ever started the journey either would complete the journey or would be thrown in the valley, if they could not. Why or why not? If you think that this is a turning point, why? If you think that this is not a turning point or a twist in the story, why not? I'm not going to give you answers for this, we are not discussing, because I want you to critically analyze these questions. We have gone through the chapter, and I want you to just enhance your creative writing skills and write whatever you think in 110 words. The law of friendship, the foundation of a relationship, although we know that friendship is not necessarily blood related, says that if you are a true friend, you must be loyal to your friend at all times. You have to be loyal to your friend in every situation. Do you agree with this statement? Are you loyal to your friend in every situation, or do you still do not talk over trivial things? Is there any other law that is more important to be a true friend? What is the second most important thing, apart from being faithful to your friend? Try to remember the phrase, "A friend in need is a friend indeed." So, do you always have to be? What is the second most important thing? If so, what is it? Do you think there's a second most important thing also in a relationship between two friends? If yes, what is it? And support your answer with examples for this 120 words. So that's it. And then I did tell you about section A on page 111. This is a practice at home. Then section A, work in groups of 5. Here are some dialogues from the play. Say them as directed with the correct intonation. Rise and fall of the voice. Basically, intonation is when you are stressing on the correct syllable. Say for example, if I'm trying to say that mm, I I went to Hollywood. If I'm trying to say I went to Hollywood, so the reason is because when I raised my tone on that indicates that I'm trying to emphasize that I was the one who went to Hollywood. And when I am stressing on the word Hollywood, that indicates that I want to emphasize that I went to the Hollywood, the most popular place in the United States. So these are different situations when you're stressing on different syllables or words. It is trying to show you that what are you trying to um, signify in that sentence. What are you trying to hold more important in that sentence? Are you trying to say I ate all the apples? Or are you trying to say that it ate all the apples? You know, so these are different points where I'm raising my tone and stressing on different words. So that is intonation. So and emphasizing, showing importance. You are a bad boy. You are a bad boy. You know, so things like that. So based upon that, you have to dialogue, you have to record your dialogue. This will be an audio file and you need to upload it on Google Classroom. um, you can choose any of the three dialogues and try to take these three emotions. Anger, you are not happy with something. Empathy is when you are trying to put yourself in that person's situation. When you're trying to feel the other person's pain, there are two words that you must remember for the rest of your life. One is sympathy and one is empathy. Sympathy is when you're feeling sorry for someone. Say you see a sick dog on the road, you're feeling sorry. Oh, bichara, you say that, but you're not doing anything more than that. You're just feeling sorry. Empathy is that you understand how would you feel if you were lying on the streets like that sick dog and you're trying to do something about it. You're trying to help out. Maybe you are trying to cover the dog, or maybe you called a vet and took the dog to a doctor. You're trying to reach out. So these are different situations. I always try to give this example to my students, and I've been doing that for a very very long time. When one of my trainers taught me the meaning of empathy. So the story goes as this trainer, one of my trainers, when I was just trying to start my career. Um, she said that she was working as a receptionist in Taj in Bangalore, in Taj Hotel, and she was young, she was bubbly, she was full of life, and she really wanted to work. When you're full of life. So one day, an American guest comes to their hotel, and suddenly she gets a call that there's a complaint, and the guest wants to see the receptionist or the in charge as soon as possible. So she goes hurriedly. When you are in customer service profession, you are taught to be cordial and you're taught to be nice to your customers all the time. Even if they are rude, you have to agree to whatever they say. So she goes there and she says, okay, what is the problem, sir? How can I help you? So this gentleman, he's very upset, and because he lost a Parker pen, you know, and probably when the room was cleaned by the housekeeping staff, the pen was misplaced or lost. So he's trying to say that I'm very, very upset because I lost my Parker pen. Parker pens are usually expensive, they go in lakhs also. So this girl, in order to retain the customer and in order to make sure that she's trying to, make the customer happy and trying to convince the customer that he's very important for the company or for the hotel. She said, "Oh, don't you worry." She was taught that in her training. "Don't you worry, sir. We'll we'll replace you, or rather reimburse you with a brand new Parker pen." And when the guest listens to that, she's listening, and when she finishes her whatever she has to say, he becomes red and blue. He's very, very upset, and he's angry. Till this time, he was upset, but now he's very, very angry. And he said, "There is no way you can replace my pen." So she says, "Why?" So then this man says that because this was the last pen, last gift from my dying wife. My wife died recently, and this was the last birthday gift that I got from her. So there is no way you can replace that Parker pen because my wife is no more. So that was a point when my trainer realized, and she tried to put herself in the situation, and she apologized. So this is what empathy is, when you're trying to put yourself in that person's situation and trying to imagine how would you react to that. So wherever you feel that you have to empathize in these dialogues, you have to do that. Perhaps that would be when he's trying to convince the three students and the teacher to take him back to the village. Disgust, when you just give up, you feel so fed up of things. You're so upset, and you just don't want to do anything. So these are the three emotions that you have to use while you're speaking these dialogues. Choose any one of the dialogues. It will hardly take a minute, but you have to show your emotions wherever it is needed. Not throughout, but in the middle of the sentences. Let me just give you one example. In question number dialogue number three, three students. Hope he is not ill, for if he cannot go on, we will have to follow the great custom and hurl him in the valley. So now maybe the students are, they're so fed up um, of uh, of carrying a sick, person with them, because if you remember, once they reach the hut, there's a narrow ridge. They have to cross in between the cracks of the mountains, and that is not possible with someone else. You have to travel alone, but you have to walk alone because the passage, the road is the path is very narrow. So maybe they're disgusted. They just are fed up of helping anyone. So he's saying, "Hope he's not ill, for if he cannot go on, we will have to follow the great custom and hurl him into the valley." So you have to put emotions. Choose any of the three emotions that you want to. Maybe he's angry. Maybe he's in the same situation. They are trying to empathize. Whatever you feel like, and upload it on Google Classroom by today's 22nd night. I'm trying to I'm recording it at midnight. It's around 1 o'clock. So that is 23rd. So let's see. Submitted by 28th of June. Uploaded on Google Classroom. Okay. And continue working in the groups you formed for the speaking activity. Take turns to listen to the recordings of your dialogue from the speaking, and try to analyze how the emotions were expressed. Concentrate. You can keep in mind these these emotions when you are trying to read the dialogues. Any one of the three dialogues. That's okay. That's fine. So now coming to part A of page number 112, 112. Uh, we are talking about conjunctions and subordinate conjunctions. I wanted to explain it on the whiteboard, but unfortunately, I have ran out of a marker. So I'll try to explain it in detail when we are doing grammar portion from next um, week. We are doing some part of grammar, because I think we have done a considerable amount in the book. So I want to do some part of fiction, some part of formats and grammar. Um, this is a book that we are following. I hope everyone has this book. This is Everyday English Grammar and Composition. So go to page number 70, um, and then we do a little bit of grammar portion.